What is going on, everybody? Been a diehard Pistons fan since '03, and I'm eager to see this team getting back to playing winning basketball. We have our first official Detroit Pistons basketball game since I started this YouTube channel today, and I am so excited as the Pistons will be taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in some Summer League action tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. In this video, we are going to go over who I think the impact players for the Pistons will be, who I think the impact players for the Sixers will be, a couple matchups we're looking forward to, and just overall give you guys a quick overview, a quick preview of what we can look for in tonight's game against the Philadelphia 76ers. So I'm going to go ahead and predict the starting lineup for what the Pistons will run out for the Summer League. Of course, this is not confirmed yet. It very well could change. I would say that there's a high percent chance that this is accurate, but also a high percent chance that this could be wrong. So starting at the one, I think they're going to roll out with Marcus Sasser and Dennis Jenkins in the backcourt as the 1 and 2. Marcus Sasser, of course, a part of the Pistons main roster. Dennis Jenkins is now one of our two-way players after being an undrafted free agent. I think both of these guys will start the game. I think that these are going to be the two guys you see bringing the ball up most of the time. I'll be curious to see how much they try and use Marcus Sasser in a lead guard role, but overall, I think this will be our starting backcourt. I think that Ron Holland will most certainly start, and I think he's going to be the most interesting player to watch today. Obviously, the Summer League is far from the regular season. It's not the same type of basketball in any stretch of the imagination, but I think that there will be some good takeaways from seeing what Ron Holland can do. I know that, say, the Houston Rockets watched their guy Reed Shepherd play last night, and he looked like he was one step ahead of everybody on the floor. I'm hoping to see the same type of impact from Ron Holland today. Now, if Ron Holland can go out there and get 2 feet in the paint at the snap of his fingers at any moment, that's going to be a good sign going forward. Of course, that's not going to guarantee that he is going to be rookie of the year or anything like that. But overall, the two things I'm looking for out of Ron Holland is his ability to get into the lane and his ability to shoot the ball, but more importantly, his confidence to shoot the ball. That's what I want to see. I want to see, is Ron Holland going to be the type of guy that thinks about his jump shot being not perfect, thinks about him taking the shot before he actually takes the shot, or when he's open for a three and teams leave him, is he just going to catch it and let it fly and live with the result? Because I think that very well can help give us an idea and project of what he's going to do as a shooter once he gets to the NBA. If he's timid shooting the ball in the Summer League, I think that once the regular season rolls around, it's going to be really hard for that problem to magically fix itself quickly. But if he's just catching the ball, shooting it, letting it fly, and living with the result, I think that that probably will give me more confidence of his shooting ability going into the year. So whatever about the makes or misses, I'm just kind of looking to see how he shoots it mechanically and confidently. And then outside of that, of course, I want to see what he does getting into the paint. I'm not too concerned about what he does on the defensive end, but I'm assuming it's going to be good. So I guess that could surprise me, but I'm already kind of figuring that at the Summer League level, his defense is going to look great. I think at the 4, they're going to start Bobby Klintman. I could be wrong on this. We did add Wendell Moore Jr. to our Summer League roster. He was not a part of the original roster. Wendell Moore Jr. is a guy who's actually been in the NBA for like 3 years with the Minnesota Timberwolves at the end of the bench. He was tossed in the trade where we traded for Bobby Klintman. We traded the 53rd pick for the 37th pick, and we also took on Wendell Moore's $2.5 million salary in order to make that happen. So he's a vet, but I don't know. I've got a weird feeling. I've been watching a lot of these other teams. A lot of times if they have these guys that are going into their 3rd, 4th year, they bring them off the bench and let the young guys start. So I think they'll start Bobby Klintman here at the 4. Curious to see how he looks out there. We've talked about it in other videos. Hopefully he looks like he is a step above everybody else at the Summer League, which will give us more confidence for him actually getting playing time going into the regular season. And at the 5, I think we're going to start Tolo Smith. I think that we are pretty thin for big men on the Summer League roster. He's probably the closest thing to a true center that we actually have on the Summer League roster. So I'm assuming he will start, especially considering who is going to be on the other end playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think that there's going to be a need to start a traditional 5 here today, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about now, is 3 impact players for the Philadelphia 76ers that are going to be important to watch. So starting off, it's going to be Jared McCain. Jared McCain was drafted somewhere in the 15 to 20 range in the NBA draft. I don't remember his exact pick now. It was 16th. That's what it was. He was drafted 16th in the NBA draft this past season. Of course, he played for Duke. He is a sharpshooter, but in a couple games that the Sixers have already played in the Summer League, his shot hasn't exactly been falling, but there's been a couple decent games, and he's also been doing well with things like passing the ball and finishing, so definitely will be interesting to watch Jared McCain. He's probably the most important player for the 76ers on their Summer League roster, so I'm expecting to see him to get some touches. And now the second impact player that's going to be important to watch is a little bit of a biased one, and it's RJ Hampton. Of course, RJ Hampton played for the Detroit Pistons for a short period of time. He was actually a part of the rotation when he was here in Detroit. And, you know, you've got guys like RJ Hampton and Kevin Knox Jr. in their 4th, 5th. Kevin Knox in his 7th NBA season and still playing in the Summer League. And these are guys that were real rotational pieces for the Pistons in the past 2 years. So it's always fun to watch former Pistons during the Summer League or at all. But, I mean, that's just kind of something to put in perspective. I never disliked RJ Hampton. Kind of liked him, actually. I'm hoping that he's able to find his way in the league. But overall, he's obviously going to be one of the more experienced players out at the Summer League. And the last thing we want to do is get pieced up by RJ Hampton. So keep a close eye on him. And last but not least is Adem Bana. That's why I mentioned that we'll probably start Tolo Smith. I don't foresee us like going small or anything like that. This dude is a monster. I really am having a hard time figuring out why he went so late in the draft this year. He was a 2nd round pick. From what I've seen out of him, he's an absolute dog. This dude is so athletic for a big man. He can do it all, like jumping out the gym, East Bays, everything. You don't see that too often for a guy his size. In one of the Summer League games already, he did have 5 blocked shots. So he's just a monster. I don't really understand why he went so late in the draft. I would assume that some team would see his athletic ability at his size and would have jumped right on that, but apparently not. So I'm pretty high on Adem Bana as a player, and hopefully he doesn't give the Pistons loads of problems like he has already given to some of the other teams at Summer League. So overall, super excited for this game. I will definitely be back after the game to give a recap, talking about what I saw, what I liked, what I didn't like, and kind of where we are going forward. I hope the Pistons can win the game because I truthfully want to see the Pistons get into the Summer League playoffs and advance and whatnot. And in order to do that, you really can only lose 1 game at all during your first 4. And that's even if you're lucky. To be honest, you really want to win all 4 to give yourself a position to potentially keep moving on to the championship. So hopefully they can win the game. I'm really excited, man. It's going to be a fun time. I love Summer League basketball, and we'll be back after the game tonight.